year I served as the public ally at the Academy of World Ministers. So preparing for my presentation today, there are a few different options I had for delivering the speech. Initially, I was going to give a very serious Model UN style presentation on refugees in Cincinnati and multicultural practices. I decided to let you guys go for today. I also considered giving my entire speech in Arabic, so you all can experience what it's like being a non-native speaker in another setting. But you guys get a break there as well. So today I'm going to talk about community, because I think community is a theme that's been very present across my public ally experience, both in Public Allies and at AWL. So some background for myself. I came to Cincinnati in 2010 to study biopsychology. As many of you know, that's not what I graduated in. I ended up double majoring in history and Arabic. And I think there's many different reasons for this transition, but the main one actually has a lot to do with community. Because amongst my Arabic classmates and also the Arab community in Cincinnati that I found a strong sense of community, which is very important being new to the city. I also became involved with the Racial Awareness Program in Cincinnati, where I became very involved in social justice and found a very strong community of people who also were committed to social justice. And I actually was exposed to Public Allies when I was a member of RAP and was able to participate in 2 team service projects before I even started Public Allies. And so when I graduated, I realized I wanted to be involved in social justice, which brought me to Public Allies, which brought me to AWL. My very quick AWL spiel, so everyone knows what I'm talking about in terms of my placement. AWL is located in Evanston. It is a Cincinnati public school, elementary school and middle school. What makes it special is that we're a magnet school, which means we have students coming from all over Cincinnati, and we teach foreign language. In addition to all the subjects, so we teach Arabic, Russian, Chinese, and Japanese. Around 50% of our students are non-native to the United States, and about 15% of our students are refugees. Keep in mind that not all immigrants are refugees. Also, we have one of the largest ESL programs in the CPS district. So this year, my main task as a public ally has been coordinating the Dragon Zone after-school clubs, which are clubs that are free for all students to participate in. They are offered to students in grades kindergarten through 8th grade. And all students who participate in Dragon Zone have access to a free hot meal through the Free Store Food Banks, after-school Kids Cafe program. And again, keeping with the theme of community, all these programs, all these opportunities for our students are made possible by community. And so just an idea of some of the opportunities we have. I won't list them off to save time, but we do have Girl Scouts, AWL. And so really there's a lot of diversity when it comes to the opportunities that we have, trying to engage different students' interests. I'm always looking to expand those opportunities for students. So looking at the numbers, usually when we talk about success of NGOs and nonprofit work, we talk about numbers. So all in all, we offer 25 different clubs. We had 143 students participated. We made 219 connections between students and clubs. And then all in all, we had over 300 students that were served a Kids Cafe meal. But also, while often we do point to numbers as being kind of where we look at success, I think that there are different ways that we can define success. Typically, when I talk about after school and Dragon Zone, I talk about the number of students who participated, the number of connections that I made, or the number of clubs that were formed. I think all these other items here could be ways that we gauge the success of our after school program. We can make attendance, the number of clubs offered to different grades, the variety of clubs, the quality of experience by students, parents, club leaders, everyone involved, the amount of community involvement, and also the impact that after-school attendance has on attendance, involvement in grades. But none of these stats really matter unless you understand fully why after-school matters. This is kind of the main both side of my presentation. It's talking about the Community Learning Center model in Cincinnati. So this idea that the school should serve as a center where a student can receive all the different programming and benefits and connections that can help them excel in life. So this is going to include things like healthcare, after-school programming, tutoring, connections, benefits, anything that might help that student excel, and after school is a very important part of that. And reasons why is that I believe after school plays a very important role, and parents' involvement at the school is one of the ways to get a student to actually come to the school and in the building. And so finding ways for other partners to utilize that aspect, and also helps the student feel more involved in their school, helps them bond with their classmates, developing relationships, social skills, and also, as seen in this picture, students have the ability to interact and socialize with staff members that may not otherwise. For example, our nurse Laura is here bonding with a student over quilting, which is something that without after school may not be possible. It also may develop for a student an association of academics with their hobbies. For example, we have a Lego Scratch Club that may take an interest in Legos and combine that with programming. And lastly, after school is very important in getting the community involved in the school. And so one of the reasons why I really love my job at AWL is because I have to work with every single person at the school in some capacity in order for Dragon Zone to work. I have to obviously work with the students because they're the ones that it's for, and that's what it's really about. I have to work with the teachers because they may volunteer to do clubs. They're the ones that have to distribute forms, return the forms for me, so it's good to have a positive relationship with the teachers. The administrators are people who provide a network for me and also are in charge of the funding, so it's very important that I let them know what I'm doing. Parents are very important because they're the ones that sign the forms, get their students involved, and do pickups, so it's important that I communicate with them. All the school staff, paraprofessionals, the kitchen staff, the custodial staff, all play a role in helping me in some capacity, whether it's in Kids Cafe or just any kind of event where I need their help and support. And then lastly, our different partners play a very important role in offering programs at the school. So here's a list. I'm pretty sure it's close to comprehensive of all the different partners that I've worked with this year in the Dragon Zone, and many of these organizations have offered numerous clubs throughout the year, whether it be an art club, whether it be Girl Scouts. Thank you. And so, I work with a lot of different communities in Cincinnati, all from different neighborhoods, and bringing them into Evanston, bringing them into AWL. And two of those on the list were UC and Xavier, which have been very good networks for me to get a part of, especially the student groups at Xavier and UC. Our Xavier students are responsible for a reading club out the year that served 15 to 20 students, a few different semesters, which was really great for having someone invested in early education. Our UC volunteers helped with tutoring. I learned the importance of maintaining relationships, learning about my volunteers, what their interests were, what their assets were, and trying to put them in positions that complemented them. I learned about expanding my network into outside organizations. For example, I learned about the Cincinnati Rec Centers offering free swimming classes, and so one of the things I was able to do this year is connect an entire family, basically, to free swimming lessons over the summer, 2 brothers and a great-grandma, actually. And so that's something that's meaningful to me. The last part is getting to know the staff better. It's not only knowing who's in the building and what work they do, but also what unique individual characteristics they can bring to help me. And so this last part is about asset-based community development. So the first part is what assets do I bring to the school, and what assets do other people bring to the school. And so one of the things that I have tried to work on a lot is my multicultural problem solving. So there have been a number of questions or concerns over the year, but I've been able to use my knowledge of Arabic culture or Islamic culture, and I've used problem solving in that area. I've been able to use language support, my knowledge of Arabic, to be an interpreter and a translator, and Liz, one of our BJCAR representatives, has used me numerous times to make sure that that skill is not going wasted. With my role of getting parents to school, I've been very helpful in other partners with parent engagement, and also, as my TSP team knows, I'm a great diplomat, and so I'm very good at being able to negotiate conflicts and word things in a way that is inclusive for everyone. But it's also very important to know the other people around you, not only the job they do, what personal skill sets they bring. So Jill, my supervisor, we'll talk about you all right now. Long time's up. But Jill brings a great network that has allowed me to do after-school programming. Megan Shapiro is my first public ally at AWL. She's an after-school guru, a great artist, and a great soccer coach. Liz Gottmer is multilingual, and I think me and her bond a lot over very similar interests. Melissa, who is a new member of our Beach Acres staff, I learned does drama programming, so I've already talked to her about doing drama club next year. And so I think what I've really learned is not only know the people around you, the job they do, but also find a personal interest and utilize that to help build a programming at the school. That is my path.